Right, so perhaps I didn't win the rowing. I did send her the link, but don't know. Got a message saying, I have a link. Oh, God, don't have to link for my phone. Done it, but I don't think she got it. We'll see. Anyway, inside edges of feet together, toes out, heels. And then just lift your heel and circle your knee. So you're massaging the ball of your foot, waking up the proprioceptors in your feet. And then take it back down again and lift the other heel. And then coming back, so both feet on the mat, and then bring the weight, lift the heel, so you bring the weight towards the toes, and then take the weight back again, so you're taking the weight into the heels, and the toes start to lift. Next time you take the weight in towards the toes, take them over to one side, back into the heel, over to the other side. So circling the weight on the feet. So focus on what's happening in the feet, and the body's following. And then take it the other way. And then coming back to stillness, lift the kneecaps up, navel back to spine, tailbone tucking down, lift the shoulders up, roll them back and down, turn the palms to face forward, and then just let the palms face the thighs, but keep the lift in the chest. And then just nod the chin down towards the collarbones and lift the head back up again. And then roll down so your fingers are about level with your knees, and then just pendulum from side to side. Coming back to center, rolling back up again. Take a breath in, keep the knees soft if you need to, roll down towards the feet and turn and take your right hand towards your left foot. And then an arm circle. And then take it the other way. Back to center, over to the other side. Back to center and roll back up again. And then drop the ear to the shoulder. Take the hand across and rest it on the other ear. Arm going out to the side, palm facing away, so stretching out on the diagonal about 45 degrees. Release, other side, ear to shoulder, hand to ear, and stretch on down. And then back to center. And then hand behind the head, so little fingers at the base of the skull, elbows out to the side, resist with the other foot, turn from the center line, and back. Turn away, come back again, swap hands, so resisting with the other foot as you turn from the center. And then taking the arms out to the side. Turning one palm up, other palm is facing down, keep rolling so the thumb comes down towards the mat and keep rolling further as much as you can. So turning to look at the first arm, over to the other side. And then release. And then coming into cactus arms, and then rotate. So the palms, elbows should be, easy on the screen in front, elbows should be up at shoulder height without letting the shoulders ride up. Palms facing up towards the ceiling, and then rotate one palm in, so the fingers are pointing towards the head, and take the hand to the cheek. So the elbow's lifted, and the shoulder, and you're pushing back with the elbow. And now think about pushing your head into your hand rather than your hand into your head. And then release, other side. So rotate the fingers, take the hand to the cheek, and then push against the hand. And then take it back. And then from there, keep one arm up and take the other arm down. So you've got palm facing up. Rotate the fingers up and keep the shoulder up or the upper arm up as you change. So just moving from the elbow. And then release the arms down. And then from there, across one wrist over the other, interlink the fingers, bend the elbows, bring the fists back, shin dropping down towards the knuckles, and then cross one leg over the other. And breathe. Unravel the arms, unravel the legs. Remember which arm you had on top. Swap over, interlink the fingers, bend the elbows. Shin dropping down towards the knuckles, and then take the other leg across. Unravel, uncross the feet. And then bring the feet together so you're in turnout with the heels touching, toes turning out. And then tighten from the feet all the way up to the tailbone and release. Tighten and release. Tighten and release. Tighten and release. Tighten and release. And then bring the heel in line with the mid-instep. Again, tighten and release. When you've done 5, change over and put the other heel mid-instep. Again, tighten all the way up the legs and release. And then bring the feet back to parallel, take them a little bit wider and have the toes turning out a bit so that the toes are going at an angle. And then just bend the knees, so the knees go out to the side, but the spine's upright. And then straighten the legs. So coming into a very high squat. So the knees are following the toes. And then bring the feet back so that the toes are pointing forwards. And as you inhale, take the arms up either side of the ears. And then as you exhale, sit back. So you're sitting back, not very low, arms are still fairly near to the ears. And then straighten the legs. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, sit back. And release. 3 more. And then we're going to take it a bit further. So bring the feet not quite to hip width, but not as wide as they were previously. And we're going to sit back a bit more. So taking the arms up and then sit back and take your hands down so that they're out on the outside of the knees. Inhale, lift up and then release the arms down. Lift up, bend the knees, fingers to the outside. Lift back up and release. So knees going forwards. And then taking it a bit further, so going down, still keeping the back fairly straight. So lifting up, tailbone's going back. Take the hands this time to midway down the shins. Again, lift back up again and release. We think about the muscles in your legs being like springs, lifting up, bending the knees, hands to the shins, lift back up again. Once more. And then taking it a bit further still. So lifting up, Bending the knees, taking the hands down towards the ankles so your rib cage comes towards your thighs. Lifting back up again, release the arms. Lift up, bend the knees. Coming back up, release the arms. And then retrieve your band. And stand on it with one foot. So your heel is on it, and it comes up the outside of your leg. Let's check that I haven't got arena waiting there. Don't think so. Right. Not so bad here. One of the people I teach in Ansford, it's got a blue background, and you get a little tiny tab saying that someone's in the waiting room. But because I've got blue behind me, it's the same kind of blue. It's bits of, oh, I'm leaving somebody in the waiting room. Right. Anchoring with your foot, holding a hip height. So whatever is left of the band is just dangling. And then pushing up towards the ceiling. And back down. And then take it out to the sunlight. This is too strong. Go back to what we were doing. Lift up towards the ceiling, and then over into the sunlight. And then swap into the other foot. So again, anchoring with your heel and however much rest of your foot. Hand at hip height. And then pushing up. Then we've done 5 out to the side, lifting up and then going up. And then taking your foot off the band and bring it up so you're standing roughly in the middle. So both feet in the band this time with an end in each hand. And think about tailbone going down towards the mat. Then taking your arms out to the side. So pulling against the resistance. And then going in the opposite direction, so without twisting, so hips and shoulders facing forwards, taking one arm forwards, one arm back. And then stepping out with one foot, so you've got both ends of the band in the same hand, keeping the pelvis level, lifting one leg forward and taking it back. And then half circle, so bring it forward, take it out and back. And then separate the sides of the band, step forward, bend the knee but don't overshoot the big toe, elbows in by the ribs, and then bring the fists back towards the shoulders. And then slacken the band and swap it to the other foot. So standing on it, just as we did with the other one, elbows in, fists back to the shoulders. And then bring that foot back. Both ends of the band in the same hand, pelvis level, lift the leg forward and take it back. And then half circle. And slip the band off and bring it up so the hands are outside your hips. And then bring the band out in front. So the palms are facing down, shoulders again away from the ears, and just stretch the ends of the band. Stretching away. And then take it up above your head and doing the same. And then from there, hands a little bit wider, stretch it and then see if you can take it down towards your tailbone. So keep the stretch on, lift up, over your head and down in front. Up, overhead, down towards the tailbone. Once more. And then up above the head, bend the knees and come back again. Take it the other way. Come back and then take it down to the back of your shoulders, out to one side, out to the other. And then release, put the band down, and bringing your feet back to hip width. Inhale, lift the arms up, step out with one foot, and then bend the knee as you take the arms down. So don't overshoot the big toe. And then stepping back again. Lift up. Step forwards, drop the arms down, bring the weight forward so that the back heel starts to lift. And release. Lift up, step forward, bend the knee, take the arms back, lift the back heel further, and then see if you've got enough balance to lift that foot away from the mat. And then coming back again. Changing legs, so stepping forwards, lifting up, and lower down. Step forward, lift up, lift the back heel, take the arms back, bring the weight further forwards, and drop back. And then see if you can lift that toe, those toes. And back again. And then coming to the short end of the mat, so you've got the length of the mat in front of you. Arms going up towards the ceiling. And then bend the knees and bring the chest towards your thighs. Now take the hands to the outside of the shins and straighten the legs. Bend the knees and roll yourself back up again. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, chest to thighs, fingers to ankles. Straighten the legs. And then roll yourself back up. Next time you come down, take your left hand to the outside of your ankle, and then lift your right elbow up. Now think about rotating the chest. So elbow lifting up and just looking to one side. So you're just lifting the elbow up like a wing, coming back down again and swap over. So right hand to the outside of the ankle. Start to turn from the waist to the cage, coming around, elbow lifting up. Coming back down, other side. Lift that elbow and rotate. Come round, other side. And then bringing yourself down, so you're coming down to the mat, coming onto all fours, and widen the knees a little bit so that they're more shoulder width. Sit back to your extended child with the hands as wide as the mat, so little fingers are on the outer edge of the mat. And then you're going to, this is drinking line, we haven't done for a while, so palms down, take the head down, so your forearms come down towards the mat. So your forehead and your nose are coming down between the hands, and you come forward. Again, you get to a point where you can't go any further, and then think about tucking the tail under, bringing the navel back towards the spine, and rounding it up. So it's an elliptical movement. So sitting back as far as you can, forehead and nose down, a long mid-line of the mat, coming forward so the weight goes into your hands, and you can't get any further forward. Tuck the tail under, round the back, shake yourself back. Another two. And then sitting back, bring the knees back to hip width. I'm going to come up to upright kneeling. So pushing into the shins to lift yourself up into upright kneeling. And then sitting back on heels. Lifting up, lowering yourself back down. And then this time, arms coming up as you lift up. Drop the arms down as you come back. Lift up, shake yourself back down. Lift up and then open the arms out. Right palm facing away, left palm facing forwards, and turn. Come back to center, change the face of the palms, turn the other way. Lift the arms up, sitting back down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, over left. Turn, other way. Once more. And then from there, come up and tuck your toes under so your toes are straightening out and sitting back towards the heels. And then sit up away from it and sit back down again. And then from there, straighten your legs out in front of you. So, pull the flesh away from your sitting bones, toes pointing up towards the ceiling, arms out in front. Navel back towards the spine, hinge towards the toes, and release. Lift up, hinge towards, and release. And then from there, bend the knees, hands behind the thighs, roll off the seat. Chest towards the thighs, and then step back. Roll back, come forwards, and step back. And next time you come back, leave the arms free, one arm up, other arm up, chest to thighs, roll back. And then when you come up again, imagine you've got a large ball, so elbows soft, roll back onto the sit bones and take one arm down towards the left. And then coming back up again. Wide feet and take the back of your left hand down the inside of your calf. Take the right hand to join it. Inhale, open up, following the breath. When you've done 5, swap to the other leg. And then from there, still with feet wide, coming into sword. So right palm facing away, left palm facing forwards. Lift up out of the pelvis and then push back with the right. Little finger coming down to little toe. Coming back up, change the rotation and dive. And then coming back to feet parallel, take hold of the band and put it around both feet and hold it without stretching. Hold it at knee level, so the fair amount of that band. So toes pointing up towards the ceiling and then come forward. So as you exhale, bring the band back towards the shoulders and then sit back up again. Coming forwards, sitting back up. 3 more. And then check that you've got enough of that. Go back to come towards the end of your band and then roll back opposite bend and bring yourself back. Rolling back all the way down if you feel comfortable doing so, chin tucking in before you lift back. And then next time you come back up, cross the band over, bend your knees so your heels are resting on the mat, roll back on the sit bones and take one elbow down towards the right. And then coming back up, take your left foot out of the band and then come to lie down. Bend your left leg and have the ends of the band in one of each hand. So you've got your right leg extended, with the band around the ball of the foot. And then point the toes and lift the leg up towards the ceiling. Flex the foot, lower back down. Point and lift up, flex and lower down. And then bend your knees so the sole of the foot's facing the ceiling, elbows are resting on the mat, push into the band towards the wall in front of you, and then bring the knee back towards the chest. Push away, bring the knee back. And then stretch the leg up towards the ceiling and bring both ends of the band into your right hand and just circle the foot. So keeping the leg as straight as you can, 5 circles one way and then 5 in the opposite direction. And then with the leg up towards the ceiling, straighten the left leg away and think about the confines of the mat. So usually we take it wider, but we're thinking about just the width of the mat. So take the leg cross it over towards the left, and then down, out and round. So you're keeping the circle relatively small, no wider than the width of the mat. So the focus is at the hip socket. And then when you've done 5, again, think about the width of the mat. So taking it out to the right corner, across to the left, and back up again. And then take the leg back up towards the ceiling, separate the sides of the band, and swap over. So put the left foot in, take the right foot out. And then from there, lower the leg down towards the mat, leading with the heel, point the toes, lift back up. Flex, lower down, point, lift up. And then from there, bend the knee, push into the band, straighten the leg, and bring the knee back towards the chest. Push away, bring the knee back. And then from there, straighten the leg up towards the ceiling, both ends of the band in the same in the left hand, circle the foot. And then take it the other way. And then leg up towards the ceiling, straighten your right leg, take your left leg over the right towards the right corner of the mat, round the left corner of the mat, and back around again. So medium-sized circle. And then when you've done 5, take it the other way. And then when you've done 5, separate the sides of the band, left leg up towards the ceiling. Bring your right foot in as well, so you've got both feet in the band. Helps if it's open wide rather than squished. So coming into a V shape, so your heels are together, toes turned out, and your upper arms can rest on the mat. So just push both legs away with the toes turned out and bring them back. So double leg stretch, push away, bring them back. And then if you're up for it, taking it to the next level, lift head up, push the legs away and bring the fists back either side of the ears and then bend back in again. Still toes turning out, ears together. When you've done 5, pop the band to one side and come back into semi-supine. So take your arms out horizontally and then come into cactus arms. So ideally you're looking for that for upper arm level with your shoulders and your elbows bent so your palms are facing up. And then as we did standing, rotate that right arm so that the palm comes down towards the ground. Lift that arm up and take it back again. You'll probably depend on your anatomy as to how much rotation, as to whether you do get the palm flat on the ground. It's quite unlikely that you're going to get that far down. It's about rotation. And then bring the left hand down, so swiveling on the elbow, and then bring the arm back, so the back of the hands resting on the ground. Coming left hand to the ground, the palm to the ground, and then back again. And then alternate, so bring the right hand, elbow staying put, left arm, left palm facing up, and then swap over, so the back of the right hand is on the ground and the left palm is coming down. So alternating one arm and then the other. Next time the right palm is facing down, take your knees over to the left. And then as you inhale, bring the knees up towards the ceiling, fingers pointing up, and then swap over. Back of the right hand to the ground, left palm down, knees going right. So inhale, fingers on the knees pointing to the ceiling. Exhale, right palm down, left palm up, knees over to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, right palm up, left palm down, knees over to the right. Inhale back to center. Right palm down, knees left, left palm facing up. Coming back to center and bring the arms in by your side, arms facing down, and just push into your palms. So you can come into a pelvic tilt. As you push into your palms, your pelvis tilts back and the back waist is in contact with the mat. When you let go of that pressure, your pelvis tilts and your tailbone comes in contact with the mat. So just working on a pelvic tilt, working with the palms, pushing down and then releasing. Push down and release. Push down and release. Push down and release. And then from there, tilt the pelvis back, keeping your hands just either side of the hips. Back waist in contact with the mat, and then just start to curl the tailbone up away from the mat. So you've still got your back waist in contact with the mat. And then release your tailbone back down. Peeling up. Coming up this time to your bottom ribs, and then releasing back down. Peel up again, coming up between your shoulder blades, and release back down. Peel up again, coming up to the top of your shoulders, and release all the way down. Come up to the top of your shoulders again and push into the left bit of toe. Straighten your right leg so it's the same height as your left, and then lift that leg up towards the ceiling and take it back down. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Bring that right foot down, release yourself all the way down. Take a breath in, push yourself back up again. Pushing into your right little toe, straighten your left leg and lift and lower. Two more. Bring that left foot down, release yourself all the way down. Bring the knees in towards your chest, take a hand to each knee, circle the knees out and away from each other. And then bring them towards each other and circle the other way. And then take your feet back down, find your band again and fold it in half. so that you're just going to lay it over the front of your hips. So laying it there and then taking hold of the ends and just pushing down towards the mat. You don't need to push that hard, it's just so there's a little bit of resistance there. And then bring your knees and feet together. So pushing down, and we've done this before, but you're working against the resistance. You're pushing down with the band and you're taking the knees over to the right. Inhale back to center, knees over to the left. Come back to center. Over to the right, center and left. Center and right, center and left. Once more each side. And then from there, lift the shins up into tabletop. So you've still got the band across the front of the hips. Now you can have your knees over your hips, or you can bring the feet together. And again, you're pushing down with hands as you take the knees over to the right. They don't go very far. Come back to center, over to the left. To your right, to your left, to your right, to your left. Two more. And then release the band and take it behind the back of your legs. So palms facing down, just holding on to it. And as you exhale, lift your head up away from the mat. We're going to come into a modification of 100. So you're going to raise and lower the band. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pop the band to one side and take your feet down. Stretch your arms out at shoulder height with the palms facing up, and step your feet wide so they're as wide as the mat. And then swivel your right toes out, and then your right heel. And then drop your right knee in towards your left ankle. Lift that knee back up again and heel and toe back to the edge of the mat. Do the same on the other side. So swivel the left toes out and then the left heel. Drop that left knee in towards your right ankle. Lift that knee up, heel and toe back again, still with feet wide. Take your knees over to the right, your head to the left. Roll your head back to center, roll your knees back up. Take your knees over to the left, turn your head to the right. Head back to center, knees back up. Walk the feet back so the heels are in line with the sit bones. And again, take your knees over to the right, head left. Head back to center, knees back up. Knees over to the left, head right. Head back to center, knees back up. Feet and knees together, so as you take your knees right, your left becomes off the mat. Head back to center, knees back up. Knees left, head right. Head back to center, knees back up, and then cross your left leg over your right. Drop your knees right. If that's too strong in that left armpit and rib area, you can move the arm closer to your torso. Knees back up, uncross the legs, cross your right leg over your left, take your knees over to the left, head right. Head back to center, knees back up, And then from there, rolling over onto your right side, so your bottom arm is underneath the side of your head. Knees bent up, lift the bottom ribs away from the mat. And take the hand down in front of you, heels close to the buttocks. Keep the heels together, or feet together, and lift the top knee, and then resist as you take the knee back down again. Lift and push back down. And then bring the knees together and lift the top leg. Keeping the knees together, but just lifting the lower part of the leg. And then alternate. Heels together with the knee lifted, knees together with the foot lifted. Once more. And then keep the shin parallel to the mat and lift the leg back. And then lift the leg back up, keeping the knee bent, push back towards the wall behind you, and then bring the knees back in line. Lifting up, pushing back, bring the knee forwards and back down. And then from there, straighten the top leg, lift it up towards the ceiling, and back down. And then knee bent, bring the knee back towards the chest, circle it out and round. When you've done 5, straighten the legs. Lift the top leg to hip height and just take it back down. Lift and lower. And then lift again and then kick forwards and kick back. Bring the feet back together. Turn the top toes up towards the ceiling, so the inner edges of the heels touching. Lift the top leg to hip height, step it back, lift a bit more, step back, and then pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet back together. And then extend the top leg beyond the bottom one, lift up to hip height, bottom leg joins it. Squeeze and back down. Top leg, bottom leg, squeeze, release. 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 And then come to lie on your mat. Take hold of your band. So again, it's folding it in half. And you're going to take it to your back. So holding on, hands close together, so that the index fingers are just about touching. And you're going to kick towards the buttocks as you've done previously. So kick, straighten, and then push back so you're lifting up. So heels coming towards the buttocks, kick, straighten the legs, push back. Kick, straighten and push. Kick, and push. Kick, push. Kick, push. And then put the band to one side, hands underneath the forehead. And then navel back towards the spine, lift the forehead up away from the back of the hands. And back down. Lift and lower back. And then from there, extend your right arm, turn the palms and facing left, so on the little finger side of your hand, keeping your head down on the back of your left hand, straighten your right arm, stretch it away, lift it up by your ear and take it back. Stretch, lift and lower. 3 more. And then add the left leg, right arm, left leg, stretch, and then lift up away from the hand and back. Stretch, lift, and back. And then swapping hands. So your forehead is on the back of your right hand, left arm is extended, stretch the arm away, lift it up by your ear and take it back down. Stretch, lift, and back. 3 more. And then add the right leg, left arm, right leg, and then next time you come down, coming into a star shape. So take your hands out to the corners of the mat, and then take your legs out. And then think free-fall parachute. So stretch into the arms and the legs, and lift away from the mat. And like that. Stretch, lift, and lower. And then bring the hands back underneath the forehead. Bring the legs back so they're hip width. Stretch your right leg along the mat, keep the front of the pelvis on the mat as you lift that right leg up, and then circle on the wall behind you. So 5 circles one way. And then 5 in the opposite direction. Take that leg down, extend the left leg, lift up, and then circle. And then when you work equally in each direction, widen the knees, bring the soles of the feet together, heels in towards the buttocks, toes down towards the mat. Heels, toes, heels, heels, toes, heels, toes. Straighten the legs. And then from there, take your arms out in front, so that your palms are facing down, forehead on the mat, and then forehead, nose, chin along the mat, lifting the head up, looking to that space between the hands. Chin, nose, forehead, bring the fingers back to the wrist, push to the back of the fingernails, and bend the elbows, bring them back so they're a bit wider, hands length closer. Forehead, nose, chin, lifting up a bit higher. Chin, nose, forehead. Fingertips to the wrist, push into the back of the fingertips, bring the elbows closer to you. Forehead, nose, chin, lifting up, coming up into a low cobra, chin, nose, forehead. Fingertips to the wrist, push into the back of the fingers, bring the elbows back. So by now your fingertips are about level with your eyes. Forehead, nose, chin, lifting up, chin, nose, forehead. And then if you check, your fingers probably are outside the mat, That level with the eyes, forehead, nose, chin. Now start pushing into the hands. Listen to your lower back as to how you want to come up. Lifting up, coming up away from the mat. And then bending the elbows, bringing yourself back down. Forehead back down to the mat. Forehead, nose, chin, push into the hands. Push up. Chin, nose, forehead coming back down. 3 more. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders, push yourself back, coming back into a shell shape with your hands by your feet. And then coming to lie on your left side. Knees together, feet together, heels towards the bottom ribs lifted, top hand down in front of you. Keep feet together as you lift the top knee, resist as you take your foot back down. Lift and push down. And then bring the knees together and lift the foot. And then alternate. So heels together with the knee lifted, knees together with the foot lifted. And then keeping the knee bent, lift it back up, shin parallel to the mat and back down. Lift and down. And again, lift the knee and then push the foot back to the wall behind you and then bring the knee back. Lift up, push back, bring the knees back together. And then from there, lift the knee up, bring the knee in towards the chest circle, out and round. And then bring the knees back together, straighten the top leg, lift it up towards the ceiling. When you've done 5, straighten the legs. And then just lift the top leg to hip height and back down. Lift and down. Lift again, and then kick forwards, kick back. Bring the feet back together, turn the top toes up towards the ceiling, and then lift that leg to hip height. Step back, lift it up a bit more, step back, and then pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet back together. Extend the top leg a bit beyond the bottom one. Lift it up to hip height, bottom leg jointed, squeeze and release. Top leg, bottom leg, squeeze, release. Top leg, bottom leg, squeeze, release. Top leg, bottom leg, squeeze, release. 2 more. And then rolling over onto your front and coming up to sit in mermaid. So having your knees together, take them to one side, and then just widen so you can rest one foot on the other side. And then from there, take your hand down, have the fingers pointing towards the pointing away from your body, other arm coming up, lifting up, bend the elbow and coming over into a side stretch, and then circle the arms. So palm going down, lifting up, coming over, and circle. And then next time, if you want to take it further, as you circle, you can lift up and come back down again. And then swapping over, so let's go in the opposite direction. Lifting the arm up over towards the mat. And then coming up onto the knee. That's right for you. And then coming back onto all fours. So, 4 point. Navel to spine and release. Navel to spine, tucking the tail under and release. Navel to spine, tuck the tail under, arch the back, drop the head. Tail going back, release the belly, looking forward to the front of the neck. Downward count, upward count. And then flat back, tuck the toes under, walk the hands back. Slowly start to unroll up. Now reaching up towards the ceiling, across all the other. Keep going. And take it the other way. Interlinking the fingers, lift. Over to one side. Over to okay.
Cool, that was a Christmas pudding special, by the way.
Oh, Christmas pudding special. Mince pie earner, that's what it is. Right. Take care, Judith. See you. I will send recording to those and go around. Happy Christmas to all and see you in January.
And to you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.